Hey Internet Wanderer, want to know some useless knowledge that will not affect your life whatsoever but just be interesting nonetheless? Valve CEO and founder Gabe Newell apparently plays Dota. He plays a lot of it.
I said push their racks, not pause for snacks.
Hey Gabe?
No. Hi, it's Gabe in your lane. It's Gabe Newell.
According to a tweet from PC Gamer back in 2018, he has over 10,000 hours, and that was many years ago. He probably has way more now, assuming that that tweet is true. And if it is true, that means Gabe Newell had more hours in Dota 2 back in 2018 than I do now. Does anyone know how I can contact Steam support so I can give up my gamer credentials? Because if this is the bar for being a Dota 2 player, then holy shit, I have been slacking off. Probably because I've been making these videos. If only there was a way you could make it up to me. Oh well. Oh, by the way, before we continue, hey guys, look, I got a new background. Watch, I'm gonna do a fancy transition so I can swap them out. Okay, you ready? Whoa, holy shit, that's cool, right? Right? No one gives a shit? Okay, cool. Anyway, back on topic. And while we can't exactly verify how many hours Gaben has in Dota 2, we can verify a few things. Like, for example, did you know that Gabe Newell is a Sand King spammer? Apparently, his all-time favorite hero in Dota 2 is Sand King, the Scorpion guy. Yeah, I bet you didn't expect that. Do you have any idea what the implication of this is? Gabe Newell in Valve headquarters was situated in Seattle, Washington. However, he has also been spending a lot of time in New Zealand and living on his gigantic fuck-off mega yacht. So that means if you are playing a game of Dota in the Oceania or the US West region, and you stumble across a Sand King in your game who is suspiciously quiet, do me a favor and bombard that Sand King with demands of Half-Life 3. Yes, I realize that random Sand King players might be spammed because of this, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Not only does he play Sand King, but apparently he also enjoys playing heroes like Venomancer, Weaver, and Viper. So this just means that Gabe likes playing heroes that really piss people off. Now, all of this could be just Valve marketing. They're trying to show off their CEO as like one of us, one of the gamers, you know?
Remember, Gabe, it's just a game. Oh, yeah, that's true. Wait, did he just tilt you with your own voice line? Yes. What?
You were doing very well. I'm very proud of you. You were doing very well. I'm very proud of you.
Hi, I'm Gabe Newell. And like many of you, I have a complicated relationship with Dota.
But in this case, I do think it's completely genuine. And it's also worth noting that Valve doesn't give a shit about marketing. So we can cross that theory off the list. Gabe Newell has appeared in almost every single international Dota 2 tournament. If not, I'm pretty sure he's appeared in all of them in one fashion or another. This article right here actually says that in 2011, after the first international, Gabe Newell put in 800 hours in Dota 2. I started playing Dota 2 in 2012, and I think it took me at least a year before I even reached 800 hours. Meanwhile, Gabe Newell was able to reach that within less than a year, probably even 6 months. So if all of this preamble wasn't enough to convince you, yes, Gabe Newell loves to play Dota. In fact, one of these articles states that he only has like half a dozen hours in all of the Counter-Strike games combined. And again, if you don't want to believe these articles, that's completely fine, but one thing you absolutely cannot deny is that Gabe Newell just shows up for Dota 2 events constantly. He makes appearances during the international, sure, but he also does comedy skits for Dota? I mean, for God's sakes, he has an announcer pack in the game, which, by the way, if you have the ability to use it, you absolutely should.
Triple 3, as in you've killed 3 heroes.
I don't understand.
Just say 3. 3 kills, triple 3 heroes. 3.
But what's my motivation?
Your motivation is 3 kills. Just give me anything. Anything you want. Say whatever, okay? I don't care.
You've killed more than 2 people and less than 4.
I'm showcasing all of Gaben's skits that he's done for Dota 2 right here on screen, and I'll link them in the video description down below as well if you want to watch them. I know that this is old news to all of my Dota fans, but a lot of the people who watch my videos are either people who don't play Dota or they're Valve fans who don't really interact with Dota, and I have a feeling that a lot of them are just not aware of these really funny skits. So please do yourself a favor and watch them, even if you don't play Dota, because these skits are very well made. He has one where he features J.K. Simmons acting as Cave Johnson again. It's really funny.
Gabe Johnson here, founder and CEO of Aperture Science. Welcome to this phone call.
Caveman, it's GFAT.
Who?
Gabe. Gabe Newell. I saved your life in Nam.
Right. Yeah. Choking on a hot dog. That was a dark day. What can I do for you?
I'm calling in a favor.
Sounds ominous. I'm in. What's going on? Nobody's talking.
There's just a sense of passion that you can detect from Gabe Newell anytime he's interacting with the Dota 2 community. And I have to say, in my rather surface level research that I've done for this video, I cannot find any other appearances that Gabe has done for other Valve games. He doesn't interact with their communities the same way he does with Dota. And as a quick disclaimer, I am not counting interviews or developer commentaries for this video, because those things kind of feel more like an obligation rather than something Gabe Newell himself wants to do. But yeah, looking around, he doesn't do this for Counter-Strike, he doesn't do this for Left 4 Dead, Half-Life, TF2. I did see this, which does claim that Portal 2 is his favorite single-player Valve game. For further clarification, he answered this during a Reddit AMA in which he said Portal 2 is their best single-player game and Dota 2 is the multiplayer game that he plays the most. And apparently the reason for that is that during the development of Portal 2, Gabe Newell was very hands-off. He had very little to do with the game's development, and that's kind of what allowed him to enjoy the game to its fullest. And that honestly does make sense. I think of all of Valve's games, Gabe Newell was definitely most hands-on when it came to the Half-Life games, specifically 1 and 2. And it does make sense that he isn't really able to enjoy those games, given the fact that he basically oversaw the entire development of that game. He knows everything about that game inside and out. Or even if he doesn't know the little intrinsics, he knows all the stress and pain that went into making these games. For anybody who has seen the amazing Half-Life documentaries, he risked a lot to develop those games. If Half-Life 2 failed, he would have lost his house, his home.
There came a point where Gabe had pretty much used up his liquid assets. He was like, should I put the house on the market? And I was like, yeah, I think it's the time where you put the house on the market if we want to keep going.
The company was pretty close to going bankrupt. I was pretty close to going personally bankrupt. We went all in. It's like there was no money left. Like,
how anxious was that for you personally?
There's certain things that I'm kind of a weird person in a number of dimensions. Like I don't really think, oh, this is super scary. Like I don't have an emotional response to it. I just say, well, this is what we're doing. This is how, and we'll see how it plays out. So I don't think it was super stressful to me, right? I mean, it didn't really bother me. Like I was diving in South Africa recently and a shark tried to bite me a couple of times. And the people around me were way more freaked out than I was. I was like, oh, a shark's trying to bite me. I should get away from the shark. Whereas other people were having like, oh, a shark, it's trying to bite somebody, and I just think that's how I'm wired. I don't think it's anything that speaks to my character or anything. It's like I just seem to not get particularly agitated around risk, which probably means I take on more risk than at times than most sane people would, which can be a positive, or you can wreck a bunch of other people's lives being in the neighborhood of your risk indifference.
I know that last part in the clip I just showed you was talking about Gabe being averse to risk and all that, and granted for him it was a huge risk and gamble in order to put all of his money into making Half-Life 2 back in the day, but in retrospect, I think it's rather funny because Gabe might still have the same mindset whenever he plays pub matches with Sand King. So again, if you see a Sand King who is suspiciously quiet and diving balls deep into the enemy team, ask them for when exactly he plans to make Half-Life 3. So one can understand why it's a little difficult to enjoy a game given the fact that it caused him so much trauma. I'm not saying you can't be proud of it, I'm sure he's proud of every game his company has made, other than a few exceptions. But being proud of a game is different from enjoying a game. And while Gabe can claim that he enjoys Portal 2, clearly he enjoys Dota far more. And if you really think about it, Dota fits that criteria as well, because starting off, Dota was headed by IceFrog, one of the original Warcraft 3 modders. And it stands to reason that Gabe Newell probably had next to nothing to do with the development of Dota. He simply gave the team a direction, funding, and support, and that's all they needed. And the end result is just one of the best competitive games on the market today, which just so happens is a competitive game that Gabe Newell loves to play. I could be completely wrong about Gabe Newell not making appearances in other Valve games, specifically their multiplayer games. If so, please let me know in the comment section down below if Gabe Newell has ever really made appearances in Counter-Strike or TF2, because from all of the combing that I could do on the internet, he only really seems to do the occasional interview when covering other games, whereas in Dota, he is more than happy to show up in any of their events.
Waka magaga, waka magaga, waka magaga, waka
5
magaga.
minutes to curtain.
Okay, new guy.
Thank you very much.
We
We're
know.
professionals. We know when the show starts.
We know time.
Thank you.
We can tell time.
You can get me a coffee though. How's that sound?
Yeah,
thanks a
make
lot.
that too.
Thank you.
We'll give you an autograph later.
Who the hell is that guy?
No idea.
So the question that must be burning in the back of your head is this video just an excuse for me to glaze Dota? Yes it is. But in all seriousness, it is very vindicating for somebody like me who has spent so much time in this godforsaken video game to know that the head honcho of one of the best video game companies in the world loves Dota 2 just as much as I do, and maybe he might love it a little more than I do. Apologies, Internet Wanderers, for the shorter video. I currently have 4 videos cooking right now, and I just need a little bit more time to get them to the polish level that I'm happy with. But I needed to pump out a video in the meantime, so here you guys go. Now, the reason for these delays is because, well, I hit 10K subscribers, baby! Woohoo! And don't you worry, one of those 4 videos is purely dedicated to celebrating this achievement. All of you guys are awesome, and I truly thank you for your continual support. With all that being said, do you agree with the points that I made in this video? Does it really seem like Gabe just likes Dota, or does he do this with all Valve games? Could it just be confirmation bias on my end? Let's have a little discussion in the comment section down below. Thanks again, Internet Wanderer. Do the YouTube things.